Hamily. Happy Hams Tuesday. We've missed you. I am happy to report we have officially reached the halfway point in this mini series. I apologize for missing a couple of episodes, but family comes first on the channel. Emergencies come first on the channel. And we are all happy and healthy, except for Sunny. Everybody, please give Sunny a wave from afar for this evening. We will miss Tulip very much for this episode of Michtim, but they will be back next week to join us for the finale. And without further ado, I would love to go ahead and just reintroduce everybody that is here with me this evening, starting from who is first on the top of my screen, other than myself. I am Mo. I am the ham mistress. Nobody cares about me. Everybody wants my players. Tina, go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm Tina. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Sprite. Good old Sprite, the witchy cook. And she uses they, them pronouns mostly, but also she.
Perfect. All right. Next is Shelby.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shelby. I go by she, they pronouns, and I am playing Caramel, the couturier ham with a shady past, but who loves her granddaughter Tulip immensely.
The shady past gets me every time. Shears.
Shady indeed. Hi everyone. My name is Bloodthread Shears, Shears for short. And my pronouns are they, them, and I will be playing Dottie, whose pronouns are she, her, the Long Island mom of the group.
And rightfully so. And last but not least, Alice.
Hi guys, I'm Alice, she, they pronouns, and I am playing Crumpet, who is the not overbearing, but very cuddly baker courtier of the group. They use they, them pronouns.
Soft and squishy are we, let it be. All right. Yeah, for anybody tuning in this week, having halfway finished this now 4-episode series, Michtim is a game of fur and faraway fright, being only so for the occasional description of deep water, storied forests, and maybe an occasional stolen pastry or two. Thus, our fuzzy party has made it beyond the tall grass to collect the spoils from the long legs, the humans in our story that need not much mention, as we have much more interesting stories to tell from the feet of our tree houses. Met the queen for a moment, a southern belle at that. We also scavenged for their lost companions last episode to be greeted by a tea party beachside, and have now stumbled upon a beached ball of fur. Wet with the salt and the water forming a thin crust as it dries on their tufts of fluff that the seaside breeze seems to tug at with every gust of ocean wind. And with that, I do have a brief poem. I do start every episode with a poem, and then just kind of where we're at session-wise. So I keep breaking the fourth wall instead of just talking. So I'll go ahead and do that now. So that way all of my players can talk, because they are far much more interesting than I. This is their world. I am just hamming in it. I don't know if I have a good verb for that. Anyways, I'm running on my little hamster wheel. Here I go. Over the river and through the woods, a bear would normally say. But Michtims are we, and under tall tree, we grow with each passing day. Sometimes through tall grass and maybe a bug's booty, we travel under cloudy sky. But on our 2 feet, in our packs, something sweet. Our motto is never quit, always try. But what brings us to now? Having sweat on our brow, cherished spoils filling our bags? No, water instead, beckoning like fresh baked bread on our feet against the current's drags. Post adventures small, but with courage from all. A castaway seems no such feat. But upon closer look, be it highway or brook, a mile is still a mile when you meet. And that does bring us till now. The small and once furry creature before you looks soggy at best, where they lie in the sand, holding nothing between their paws now but the shells that the waves carried ashore with them in tow. We learned their name by the contents of their pockets, Burger Cookie, or BC for short, for all of my Maryland natives out there. And as far as you guys can tell, their eyelashes are flush with still rosy cheeks, letting you know they did survive their tussle with the waves, but the same cannot be said for their raft. As you all surround the fluffy pile of exhaustion and, frankly, mystery, given no harm from your neck of the woods, given no ham from your neck of the woods has ever ventured too far past the shore, you can see just over your shoulders, Tickle is at it again, nosing up several broken wooden planks out of the sand, and before you know it, the big floof, darn it, has uncovered not one, but 2 sails, one of which reading something called the Goonies, and another a much longer phrase, but it's cut off. The only thing that you can make out past the half words that remain are a large orange bear and a small blue mouse, their house behind them. These appear to be cut out of old dressings that the long legs wear on their torsos. Other than the fabric and the wood, there's also a paddle. It is a large plastic version of the small metal spoons that your artisahams so lovingly craft for your dinnerware. What is everybody doing?
Dottie's going over and checking the poor floof and just like very gently against her normal nature of like pat, 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 pat. Oh, honey, it's okay. I got you. Come here. Can we get her some water, please?
Does anybody have any water on them? I will say you guys are plenty close to your like homes. You could easily just run back and grab it. Dottie has just done so, having we left last episode with Dottie almost completely making it home before booking it back around to the beach to get a hold of this ham. So yeah, if anybody has water on them, great. If anybody would like to make some kind of like a health check or something, depending on how you're feeling, you can go ahead and give me those dice that you'd be rolling for that to try and rouse this little puffball that's on the beach.
I have a medical kit, so I will use. Oh no.
I'm very curious as to what Dottie specifically is feeling right now, having a child.
Anger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't mess with Mama Ham.
Yep.
So that would be 2d6?
Yeah, you're gonna roll 2d6. What extra dice do you have in anger if you're feeling angry right now?
That would be 4.
Okay. Are you holding any to make the DC from 7 any lower?
So I'm gonna go for it. This is Mama Ham activate, so I'm gonna
Sure.
use like the 2d6 and the 4. Right?
I
can't math.
No, you're all good. So you'd roll like your anger die.
Mhm.
Just roll all 4 of them if you're rolling your anger die.
Okay. Look,
I'd say you have a pretty decent chance.
I'm a story gay, not a math gay. Okay, so I have a 2, a 3, a 6, and a 6.
Yeah, I'd say you just squeeze by on that. No problem. Tell me what Dottie using her medical kit looks like.
Her med kit is essentially a hollowed out acorn that has scratched on it Dottie's method kit. Don't touch. And there's some grass bandages. There's essentially like a little bottle of like the hamster version of peroxide in case if the
Mm.
poor thing has some cuts. Um, there's some cotton swabs and a clean rag from a old t-shirt that she cleaned up, sterilized it, and we'll use it to like wrap the bandages into a cute little bow. And she just
Amazing.
brings a little baby onto her lap and be like, come here, come on, it's okay, wakey wakey, I got you, daddy's got
the
you.
the tulip-sized ham, this is another quite small bean,
Oh,
is beginning to rouse, especially if you are using things like peroxide that sting a little bit. But there are little cuts from like shells and stuff that are on the beach. Sand isn't particularly forgiving. So yeah, when you're going to town with that peroxide, it probably stings a little bit. So Ham is waking up, wincing ever so slightly, but thankful, and honestly shocked to be one, alive, and two, with other hams, it looks like. Um, if anybody wants to give me any kind of a like perception based off of how you're feeling, you can roll those dice. Um, I will say from an instinct perspective, all of you know that something is off about this ham. They do not appear to carry themselves the same way that you all do. Having, your houses, um, having graduated from hissing school, uh, you all have mannerisms even in the way you dress. This ham, I will say, Kara specifically, this ham is wearing overalls with mismatched buttons, not for fashion purposes.
Well,
They're just mismatched.
as even though this makes me a little bit uncomfortable to look at, still, she is very small. She is very round, and she was in great danger. And I think that if my tulip were in danger also, I would want her to feel safe. So I'm going to use my grief and worry and do a little bit of checking out as well. And I'm also going to take off my cardigan and put it around her so that she's warm. So I have 4 grief dice, and I'm going to use all of them.
Incredible.
Okay, I have a 5, a 5, a 3, and a 2.
Incredible, buddy. Incredible.
the power of parents.
Right. I love this. I love the idea of Dottie and Kara, the two of you who are most closely interweaved with the lives of children here specifically, at least on a daily basis. Not to say that Crumpet and Sprout don't interact with youngins, but not as frequently as Dottie does with the child who is off on roly poly back to hissing school, or Crumpet with Tulip. So you will notice Kara specifically. I love this that you did the check. The overalls that this little ham is wearing, they are any of you familiar with the purses that are made out of like candy wrappers that are all like woven together?
Mhm.
The inside is like a soft like a woolen material, almost like the inside of like some kind of a tropical fruit husk. But on the outside, all you see the weaving, it's not terribly well done, but it's Frito-Lay wrappers of various kinds, and they've been covered over by some kind of like soft moss. So they're green overalls, but they're like mossy. You can tell that this small thing made these out of what they could find. And the buttons were just a bonus. They don't really have any kind of actual function. They're kind of stuck on with mud. So,
And that is okay. Fashion is important, but function is also very important. And you must do what you can with what you have on hand or on paw, as it were, on ham.
hammed. So good. With that, the hamster does wake enough to open her eyes and look up at you, Dottie. Like I said, very shocked to be here. Still hasn't said anything yet, but is kind of starting to like pat around at the sand around you, kind of looking for something.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You just woke up. We found you here washed up. Are you okay? What
Is
do you need?
there is there a is there a piece of paper that made it with me onto the sand by any chance? It's really important that I find it.
At that point, Sprite would probably signal to Tickle. Be like, Tickle, paper, find it.
Don't worry. Tickle's a good dog. You're amongst good quality hamsters around here, okay? I'm Dottie. This is Caramel. That's Sprout. Over there is the ever lovely Crumpet.
The tiny waves are really doing it for me, guys. Um I will say this. Try as Tickle might. Tickle is unable to find said piece of paper. We'll say Tickle looks for probably close to 10 minutes or so. Like not half hamming this at all, really putting the sniffer to the sand, really getting in there. You'll have a lot to clean up later, Sprout. Let me know how that goes for you. You've cleaned up a sandy puppy before. It's no big deal for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ham is stressed knowing this. Will probably go down to the waterfront to help Tickle a little bit, with supervision, getting her bearings back a little bit, walking a little bit swayy, trying to make sure that her sea legs are getting taken off and her land legs are getting put back on for the time being.
Dottie
um
follows immediately, like, "Oh, it's
yeah.
okay. It's okay. Here, I got you. I got you. Don't worry.
Cool.
We'll find it. Don't
um
worry. If not, we'll have somebody come over and look for it."
I'm kind of embarrassed. Without the piece of paper, I'm kind of afraid that all I remember is my name and the fact that I have two friends that are relying on me. I'm actually not even sure I remember their names. I'll know if I see them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
That's okay.
that storm really got me good. And I'm not really confident in myself at the moment. So
That's okay, honey. It's okay. If you want, why don't you come with me and my friends? I got a spare room. My spouse will be more than and I will be more than happy to hold you up until you get you're back on your feet. Okay? You're gonna love
yeah,
it.
That sounds real nice. I really appreciate the hospitality.
Don't worry. You'll love it. I have a lovely little house. We got lots of rooms. We'll make sure you have the most comfortable bed, access to some good food, get you nice and fluffy and round, because hamsters are best when they are round.
And speaking of food, we need to get this poor little thing fed. Honey, you don't look so hot. You're all wibbly wobbly. When's the last time you ate sugar cube?
Um, she looks confused at Sugar Cube, but even more confused at bed, house, um, just things that you guys are used to. Don't seem to ring a bell for her.
Oh, come on, honey. And I just I'm like, can I give you a hug?
I mean, I guess I've only given those to my friends, but if you want, I'm a little damp, if that's okay.
I had
That
three, I've had three kids. I'm used to stuff like that. I've raised them from when they were tiny, and now they are big and round and off in the great big world. You're gonna love it here. So, and I give her the big mom hug. Like, it's okay. I got you. We're gonna get you some nice clothes. We're gonna get you all comfy, get you cleaned up. Go get some sugar cubes from Crumpet. I'll make sure we have some acorn tea if you're not allergic. We'll hold you up. And I just look at Caramel and just nod. I'm like I know what I'm doing. Yes. No, I don't have empty nest syndrome. What empty nest syndrome?
I will go and look through the things that Tulip has outgrown and see if there are any good comfortable clean clothes, because you look a little ragged, my dear.
And we will say too, just for Sunny's missing sake, that Tulip has gone to bed early. It is evening. It is past Tulip's bedtime. You guys have had a big past couple of days. Um, I will say also, Bo and Bree, Ladybug and Bee will probably accompany Tulip back to the house so that they do not go alone. But yes, you guys are more than welcome to bring the floof back to Dottie's house. You guys have also had quite a big day. Would everybody like to sleep? Would you like to do anything before you get some rest? You don't have to sleep through the night if you want to consider this like a nap of sorts, and then wake up like super early, like dawn. You guys can. That would be a pretty normal day for you guys. Hamsters don't necessarily have a very rigid sleep schedule as long as they wake up with enough time to get everything done and go to sleep enough to get enough rest for the following day. Unless it's the day of rest the following day, then you get more sleep than usual, preferably.
I
It
will
is
say, uh, uh, I'll say that when we get back, I just yell, honey, honey,
What?
can we get, we got a new arrival. Come down.
Oh, do we? Do we? All right,
You're
not a
gonna love
problem.
her. You're gonna love them. They're so sweet. They're the love of
I'm
my life.
you hear her yelling from downstairs, like grabbing like a couple of snacks and things. I'm so sorry. I've got one volume and that's loud, and I've got one speed and that's fast. So I hope you're okay with that. If not, you'll get used to it quick. I promise.
Don't worry. We're gonna put you up in my youngest room. It's nice and comfortable. You'll have some privacy. Breakfast will be in the morning. I hope you like acorns and maybe some grass and whatnot. It'll be fun. If you need anything, give me a holler. You can call me Miss Dottie if you'd like.
Miss Dottie, that'll be just fine. I'm really excited to be here. I will say I am really worried about my friends. But I can't very well do much about it when I'm exhausted and hurt. So
Yeah.
I do understand that, and I'm internalizing that, believe me. Um if if I can't sleep tonight, is it okay if I just like sit up here like awake for a little bit? Is I'm not
Course.
gonna bother anyone? Okay.
No.
I do that all the time. I only need 3 hours of sleep.
Don't worry. You may hear some banging. If you hear some banging, that's me working in my workshop. If you want to come over into the workshop, you're more than welcome to. Now let's get you cleaned up, get you a nice bath, get you all brushed out and nice and poofy. We'll have some dinner. Caramel's gonna bring over some nice clothes for you. And hold on, I just like opened the window. Caramel! Caramel!
Yes,
Can we get some cardigans?
yes. I will review my selection.
You're a good friend.
I'll do my best.
Does Caramel have a cardigan closet, like for cardigans only? I
Yes.
feel like there's a lot of trinkets in those pockets that I would very much like to peruse.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
there's the cardigan closet, and then in the and then she does have the dresser with the appropriate accessories. However, if you move the handles on the drawers in a certain way, you will find a secret compartment with all the really juicy things in it.
for sure. For sure,
But
for
for
sure.
now, the cardigans. That's what's important.
For the time being, we'll get you something from my kids' closet. So come with me. Come with me. And I pull up some cute sweaters. I pull up like a hat. And I just say, look through the closets. There should be something that fits you for the time being, at least until Caramel comes over tomorrow. So you need anything, you holler for me or for my spouse, okay?
You see this ham. We'll do a little cutscene, right? Of this hamster being the child equivalent of wined and dined, and they get a little bubble bath, and they get a little cardigan, and they get a little fuzzy robe to wear after, they get all dried. And just as the floof is beginning to floof again, you see her little eyelids start to droop with sleepiness. And she will saunter her way, penguin style, over to the edge of the bed that she has been directed to sleep in for the evening. And even though she said she might be up for a little while, clearly that was a lie. She's out like a light. Um, you've honestly, Dottie, in your years of child rearing, never seen a hamster fall asleep so quick in your life. This is honestly a dream for you. You wish that your kids would have gone to bed this early.
My
Um,
youngest would stay up till the early morning. My
right.
wife, like my spouse and I, we didn't understand it. We tried everything. And I just looked to my spouse. I'm like, poor thing. It's
Well,
good to have a kid though. It's good to have some space in the house again. I miss, I miss my three, but I just
your
sigh.
your wife will come upstairs now that you're done doing your thing, and hearing you mutter this under your breath, you'll feel a paw on your shoulder kind of comforting you. You didn't realize that she was on her way up. She did so pretty silently, but honestly it could have been just as loud as fireworks in the sky. You were paying so close attention to this ham as you do, as is your nature. Does anybody else want to do anything tonight before you go to bed, before you sit in bed with worry, before what are we thinking?
Yeah. I think Sprite would spend their time um out picking good restorative tea for the morning for this little floof, to try to help them out.
Cool. I will say that, Sprout, you are used to Tickle getting quite filthy on occasion. So you probably have a little like hose set up with one of those like oval shaped where the dog can like go under it themselves.
Yeah.
So Tickle will get a little bath all by themselves and head upstairs soaking wet to sit underneath the skylight until Tickle is dry enough to lay in bed with you, not daring getting your very soft nest wet.
Oh no, definitely not.
Tickle knows better for sure. Kara or Crumpet, are you guys doing anything before bed?
Well, Crumpet definitely has a bakery to clean up. And so they probably go and get that straightened out. And our new arrival means that there's going to be some huff and puff in the morning with everyone busy. So they're going to go ahead and start prepping early for tomorrow, get out all the dry ingredients, kind of put together some smaller things. They're already planning to have stuff ready to drop by to Dottie's house in the morning so they don't have to worry about making breakfast for a kid along with handling a kid.
I will say this. You do get back to the bakery. It has been mostly cleaned. And when I say mostly cleaned, you know how Manny cleans. Manny specifically cleans with a white washcloth when it comes to flour so that you can't really see if there are any clumps. So you have to be extra careful when you're picking up the washcloths that have been used to make sure that there's nothing actually on them before just making a bigger mess than there was before. But that honey that's on that light bulb is probably the stickiest thing that you have ever touched. And that says a lot as a hamster that works in a bakery when it comes to sticky buns and things.
We're just replacing that light bulb.
For sure.
It
You have
goes
spares.
Yes, it goes into the recycling bin the best as they can clean it off. And we're gonna hope that no one that it's okay to recycle.
Absolutely. All right. So yeah, clean bakery. You can lock up and everything. Manny has left behind an awfully sticky Manny pack on the back of the door, per usual, just so you know he's been there. Kara, are you doing anything before you go to bed other than providing a cardigan?
Yes. After I've provided the cardigan, I'm going to go back to my and after I've made sure that this strange young ham is settled well and is comfortable and is safe, I'm going to go back home. I'm going to peek in on Tulip and make sure that she is sleeping comfortably and that the sugar has not had any adverse effects. And because I was very concerned. And then I am going to, once I have made sure that Tulip is safe and sleeping soundly, I'm going to go back to the cardigan closet where I am going to move just 3 hangers at the from the right all the way up against the wall. That will shift the weight on the curtain rod and you will hear a click. And there is a bookcase hidden in the wall behind the cardigans. I'm going to rummage through the books. There are lots of books on fashion. Don't get me wrong. This is my secret knowledge stash. Things that I've picked up over many, many years of hemvestigation. But I will move aside the many fashion tomes until I find one that is about hamsters of the world. And I'm going to take that with me to the little chair next to my bed. And I'm going to sit there with a cup of the special anti-arthritis tea from Sprout. And I'm going to read through my Hamsters of the World book to see if I can find any clues about where our young guest has come from.
Okay. I was hoping that you would say something like that. I have two questions for you, Kara.
Mm.
One, would you have kept the cloth that was made into the sails for this makeshift raft?
Yes.
Because they could just use a good wash and they'd be good as new and absolutely beautiful vintage pieces.
Yes, I do not waste fabric. I do not waste
Figured.
good fabric.
And two, do you have anything or does anybody that Kara could pay a late night visit to have anything like history or knowledge related? If not, that's okay. I'll just make you roll a straight 2d6 against a 7. Not a problem. And then with whatever you're feeling, you can use some of those die.
I mean, Crumpet might have some like cultural books, possibly, just based on how
Okay.
many cookbooks they've probably accumulated over the years.
Sure.
And some of that would, of course, come with like all good recipes, especially on God's internet. A long story about
Yeah.
people and their grandmothers and kitchens.
No, I love that. I love that. You are probably staying up a little bit late, correct me if I'm wrong, to make snacks for the morning now that you've realized that this ham has not indulged in things that you are very good at making. Um, and Kara, I'm just gonna guess that you know about all of your friends' book collections. So you would know that some of the information you're looking for probably lies in the collection of Crumpet. So if you would like to pay Crumpet a visit, I will say that is information that you just inherently know.
Yes, I will pay her a visit, and I will bring along a stash of fresh aprons to use in the bakery because I know that Manny, bless his heart, he does his best, but he makes a lot of mess. And a basket of bakery linens, aprons, napkins, things like that. Things that Crumpet can use. And yes, I do have encyclopedic knowledge of all of my friends' book collections. I notice things. It is my job. It is what makes me good at fashion.
I have to prepare myself every week for Shelby's character voice. It's just
Please put that in out of context.
It's just
Someone clip that, please.
There's this little idyllic
already done.
ham village, and then there is like the secret sleeper agent there.
Yeah, I'm already putting that on the playlist.
it's
Secret
so
Agent
clear.
Ham, yes.
Oh, it's excellent. It's excellent. Are you guys meeting in the bakery or like it at home? Like Kara, are you like asking Crumpet to come back to your place for a second?
I will go to the bakery because it will be better to just take the basket of linens there.
Lights
Two
are
birds, one stone.
probably on, dimmed down a little bit just to not wake up any neighbors. There is probably like the general noise of cooking and not quite like Crumpet has not turned on like any ovens yet. No need to wake up people with the smell of fresh baked whatever, but they're definitely at work in the kitchen, probably making the dough for a like peppermint lavender bread for in the morning, like a
Ooh.
like a nice little breakfast bread. And they've already prepped like the lemon scones that they are just known for at Try Your Zest. And
That sounds
seeing,
so good.
I want to live in that world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
um so would Karen knock or just come in?
Is there
I
a
will
secret
just-
passageway that Kara has to get into the bakery or something?
As
Kara
you
going
saw,
through the air
there's
ducts.
as you saw, there is no lock that can hold up against me.
No, I mean like, the back door is probably unlocked.
And I know this.
Yes.
Manny forgot for sure. You're right.
We just expected at this point with Manny.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Bless.
He tries his best, but the young man is forgetful.
Interns, man.
Mhm.
Go ahead. I apologize. This is your scene.
So I will, although as a courtesy, I will still knock, because even though I have my talents and my background, that does not mean that I am uncaring. I have manners.
Put the care in caramel.
And I will knock, but not wait to be invited in. Just a knock as a courtesy. Good evening, Crumpet. I see that you have cleaned up most of the carnage around here.
Oh,
Uh,
caramel. Yeah. Manny, he really tries his best.
mhm.
Did you know I somehow managed to find a whole apron covered in honey and sprinkles shoved in like a fridge.
That I'm not surprised, but give it a good soak, along with some of the extra strong soap that I left with you. And rinse it, let it air dry, should be fine.
Hopefully, but I see you brought new ones,
Mhm.
which is going to be a saving grace. Let me tell you, we are going to be so busy in the morning. I mean, not only do we have a new guest in the village and everything, but it's day after rest day, and
Mhm.
it's going to be, I'm already planning for, oh boy. Um, it's going to be fun. It's going to be
Mhm.
fun. I have got everything I need. Dottie is going to get a nice little breakfast basket in the morning. Do you want to try out the where is it? Um, and Crumpet's gonna pull out like this little basket of puffed up rice from the collection and everything that they have
Mhm.
like baked to, so it's like a Rice Krispie at this point
Oh.
that they have used some like melted chocolate on and everything, and along with like some bits of like dried fruit and nuts, and it's almost like a granola bar.
You know the way to my heart, Crumpet. Thank you.
So like Crumpet gets busy again, and oh no, it's late, Kara. Are you did not just bring me more things, which I do thank you for. How can I help you?
I, well, as you know, I try to keep an eye on things in our little home, because it is good to pay attention. And I've noticed some things that were a bit off about our new young guest. She is obviously not around here. I did some reading in my Hamsters of the World book, and I will bring that out of my basket from the linens. And it has all kinds of little sticky notes and what have you in it, with notations on them. I found a few ideas about where our young guest might be from, but I know that you appreciate good cuisine and might have some cultural notes too.
Amazing.
Yeah, I did notice that the little fluff ball was not her best, and
Mhm.
I was hoping maybe some a good sleep and a good breakfast might cure that. But if you're thinking it might be not used to us, do you happen to know like what region we're looking at? Because I mean, and like Crumpet points to like a full bookshelf, like full of cookbooks. We got a wide variety, and
So, go ahead, ham mistress. I was going to ask you,
I was gonna say, I think this is where I come in. Okay, cool. You guys really set that up so well for me. Also, hello, Raiders. We we are investigating a hamster washed ashore. Welcome in. Grab something soft. And cuddle a soft thing if you have one. I have a cat, for example. Just a suggestion. Yeah, so you guys, between the two of you, Kara probably brought a couple things over, and the cookbooks that are laden with we're gonna say your cookbooks, Crumpet, they have been passed down for generations.
Mhm.
So these are not just cookbooks anymore. These are notebooks and storytelling books of cooks long past. There are, just absolute suggestions galore. There are pieces of recipes crossed out and rewritten with, pieces of poetry, song lyrics. Just these are books of people's lives at this point, not just directions on how to bake pastry.
That's the best cookbooks.
Yep, absolutely. There are a couple for sure. That you remember specifically getting around the time that the queen, the new queen was democratically chosen. Um, you two would both realize after looking through several books, spending a little bit of time in the bakery together, the queen actually shares the same dialect in how she talks as this new ham. And there is a little snippet in one of the cookbooks, actually, about the Isle of Mich-fit hams, where unfortunately it has a bit of a sad history. This isle used to be close enough to the shore that Michtims would often know that there was a dumping that had happened. This is when Longlegs would get a hamster for Christmas and realize that they are no longer either like prepared to take care of them or no longer want them, and they would be adopted into your houses. So yeah, this isle was well known for that, but over time it did float away from the main landscape that you guys live on now. So it is far off in the distance. You actually haven't thought about it in several years, and the queen did decree that it is probably safe that nothing would be able to get out that far. But it is pretty odd that a hamster would have been able to get here by raft, so it must be closer again than you think. The queen herself actually was brought to the shore this way. She was a refugee ham.
Oh, Kara, I think we actually have some problems here.
Well, be that as it may, it is still in our hearts to make a good, safe home for this one, for as long as she needs to be here. There is room for any ham who needs one here.
I mean, if she has two friends too, so I mean, they could be on that island. Who knows how many other hams that are just there?
Well, then I think perhaps what we should do is we should let this rest for tonight. But tomorrow we should talk to the queen and let her know that some of her people need help.
Kara, there are people too. We're not leaving them there.
Yes. And then we are going to get with the rest of the group because I know that Dottie will have some machines that will help. And I know that Sprout will have some wonderful soothing herbal teas that will help, some good medicines. And we are going to help. We are going to find these other her friends, if we can. And we're going to help as many of these hams as we can. Does that sound like a good idea to you?
Yeah, I'm probably not getting sleep tonight, though.
That is all right. Well, it doesn't feel all right, but sometimes we need to sacrifice sleep when people need us.
Oh boy. I thought we were just gonna have like a nice beach day and everything. I didn't think we were planning a rescue mission. Here we are. I've got so much cooking to do.
Well, let me know if Tulip can be of some help. As you've seen, she has a lot of energy.
Yeah, but that poor little Snow Pea was just dragging tail leaving tonight. I'm not gonna make her do anything but sleep. I'm pretty sure she got into the green cake that I made, and I feel responsible for that. And we're definitely giving her less sugar in the future.
I think that would be prudent. All right. Well, in that case, I will stay here and help you with the cooking. I'm not as good at it as you are, maybe, but I can follow directions. Measure twice, stir once.
Follow directions and make it with love, and that's all you have to do. It is not magic, it is just food.
Yes, I will help you. Because that's what friends do.
All right, Kara. We got a lot of people to feed, I think, in the morning.
Yes, we do. It is a good thing that I brought a lot of extra aprons and napkins.
And Crumpet like metaphorically rolls up the fur on their hands and tosses on a fresh apron and starts pulling out probably enough food for an army. And at this point, it does not matter that people are asleep. The ovens are in full work, and it's probably a lot more noisier in there with four hands than two. And
Very cute. Two things. Cannot wait for Sunny to come back and hear that Tulip's new nickname is Snow Pea. That is the cutest thing I've ever heard. And two, as you guys are beginning to work a little bit deeper into the night, I will say that around like the midnight mark or so, some of the bumbles that tend to sleep on the roof of the bakery will start to fly in their little rooftop hatch to kind of bumble and bumper car their way around the bakery to suggest that you two get some rest before the morning. They will not stop until you comply. They are very nosy bugs. With you guys working deep into the night on that, I will say that morning does come eventually. Dottie, you get upstairs and the poor ham is still fast asleep. Sprout, you wake up. Tickle is also just zooted, so tired, sleeping across your face. Not not unusual for Tickle, but still makes you catch your breath in the morning for sure. Mouthful of fur.
No, over there.
Amazing. Okay. Well, you guys have spoils from the bakery from the evening. Let's see. The small ham in question. Dottie, how are you monitoring the room that the ham is in? Are you like letting the ham have their space? Or are you like, hey, Burger Cookie, I got my eyes on you all night to make sure that you don't go anywhere? I have a feeling that you're a more like hands-on parent, but not like a helicopter mom level. Just like a are you okay? Cool that I'm okay. Is that right? Am I like gauging that correctly? You're very safety positive, but also personal space positive, you know? Like
When Ham passes out like no other hamster has done,
mm-hmm.
um Dottie will go down to her workshop, finally put up the sound dampening curtains again, uh, since Betty has begged her to put them back up. Work on some stuff. Try and do a little bit of research and ways to like cheer up little Ham. And in between, like on breaks, she goes up to check, like very quietly, like crack open the door, make sure she's okay. Uh, at one point she goes in and this is Vinny's room, and Vinny loved space. I always say it like space when he was a tiny Ham. So I invented a little something to show stars up on the ceiling. I turned that on just so in case if little Ham's afraid of the dark, she can wake up, see some stars with little hamsters in between. And I go back to work in between, like getting some a good cup of tea in between just to keep working, and probably fall asleep at my desk until Betty comes over to gosh darn it, that's going on the fun counter. The until Betty comes over and says it's time to go to bed. It's like but fine, I'll do this in the morning.
Bud, you can accomplish this kind of stuff before 2 in the morning. You don't have to wait till the last minute all the time. You can do this first thing when you wake up, even. It doesn't have to be, when everybody else is getting their snooze on.
Well, this is the only time I can do the quiet work. Like, remember when we were at Hisson school? Like, the hamster's assistant ended up telling me that I couldn't use explosives to work on my medical machine.
And you thought that was a bad suggestion?
It wasn't like it was gonna blow up the entire dorm.
But it could have. That's what the manual said.
You just see that look of like, I know you're right. But
you always say the possibilities are endless, not definite, okay? And I understand that. But a possibility of something exploding seems pretty darn definite to me. And she'll like wipe her brow for a second, like just remembering the stress of back then coming into the room, finding you for this stuff.
And besides, I pull up this little hamster automaton. Come on, I haven't made one of these since did I name my kids? One of these since Jenny first came here.
You're right.
I had to pull up the list. I'm like, wait, what did I name my kids?
Yeah, the one at Hissing School is Bob Shelby. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Like, I haven't made one of these gosh. Jenny was around.
You guys, in your middle of the night ritual, as you said, you do often partake in burning the nighttime oil to get things done in the peace and quiet, still miraculously getting just the same amount of restful slumber as everybody else around you. No one's quite sure exactly how you do it, but you get it done every time. Never fails. You have a booming business to appreciate because of it as well. What a work ethic, my friend. What a work ethic. Everybody else in the morning. If this Ham is at Dottie's house, and everybody knows the Ham is at Dottie's house, are we meeting at Dottie's in the morning, or are we meeting elsewhere? Okay. As everybody heads outside, the Queen is actually already at the waterfront. There was a report that there was a crash, and there was a bunch of wood and like splinters everywhere. So she is heading the cleanup crew to make sure that this is taken care of. No harm, no foul with you guys not cleaning it up yesterday. You had more important things on your mind. The actual like living, breathing hamster versus the absolutely shredded raft that she arrived on was far more important. But because of this, the queen does not know about the ham, but I'm sure she will find out soon. So, are you guys going to Tottie's first? Is anybody headed down to the beach to talk to the queen? What are we all doing?
Crumpet is definitely has co-opted Bo and Manny in to bring in just like these, probably for each, both Dottie's wife and the little ham, probably like big old baskets of the lavender peppermint bread, the little corn, rice snacks, the lemon orange scones, and probably thrown in like little like protein cookies made of like wheat, yeah, with like nuts. And we have said that the hamsters do partake in insects.
They do.
So they're probably like actual grasshopper cookies.
Ooh, fancy. If you're lucky, you'll get a leg. It's the juiciest part. Amazing. Cool.
It's just kind of loaded down with only a fraction of what Crumpet and Kara have actually stayed up making. But it is a lot.
Manny will approach Dottie with an armful of probably the biggest basket that he could get his little hands on. Where do you want this, boss?
Oh, and is Manny's sibling with him?
Yeah.
Oh, she will sign welcome and point to a table that she had set up like as soon as she woke up. Cool. And just point over there.
Marty from behind Manny, carrying a much smaller basket, will waddle over to the table and place his basket next to Manny's basket that absolutely dwarfs it in comparison. Dwarf hamsters it, if you will. Cool. So yeah, you've got a beautiful breakfast spread. The boys will quickly saunter out to whence they came. They were instructed to grab more things for around 2 just to distribute this morning so that no one is thinking anything out of sorts. Like, this is just a big breakfast. There's nothing to like worry about, so that we don't stress out the guest in the house. So yeah, neighboring houses will also be blessed with baked goods.
She'll sign to both of them saying, "You eat."
Manny will sheepishly retract a paw from his fanny pack that already has a cookie in it, and take a big bite and then hand it to Manny, and Manny will do the same before they saunter off towards the bakery.
As I sign, I say, "No, no, 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 no. You eat food."
I mean, real since food. When are cookies not food, boss? And Manny will run as fast as his little tiny legs will carry him.
Don't
come
worry.
Back here and you
Dottie.
Wait.
Dottie, you're not sure if Manny's ever eaten a real breakfast in his life.
No. Crumpet makes sure that everyone eats breakfast before they start work. And it's not just sugar. And Dottie, don't worry, I have fed both the boys. If they are hungry, that is because they are growing boys, not because I'm starving them. Who do you take me for?
Talking about that. I know they're growing boys. They need to be round. They need to be fluff.
If they were any rounder, they would be rolling with how much I stuff in them.
I mean,
and
there's going to be a lot of food here, more than what me, Betty, and this little ham can take. I only have so many I only have so many acornware containers.
Trust me, kids, they're gonna eat everything they can get their little paws on. So I don't doubt half of this is gonna go right in those chubby little cheeks. And not to mention, I think we're probably gonna have a lot more company than we planned on. Me and Kara, and Crumpet's probably looking around for Kara
Yeah.
at the moment.
Oh, hold on a sec, and I go over and I just bang like the air vent real quick with like a wrench, like
For
bang,
Betty?
bang, bang.
Are you trying to get Betty's attention?
No, not you, honey. I'm trying to see if Caramel's in the air vent again. You can go back to
Again.
sleep. Do I hear anything?
No.
Well, that's a first. Okay.
I will say the air vent probably does like pop open,
right,
and
but,
there's a
yeah,
little
keep putting the
post-it
food.
that
I'll
says
get-
gotcha on it or something like on the inside.
This is the last time I let her go in those air vents and practice her heist things. I
Heist
swear to him.
Dottie, if we don't let her in the air vents, she's still gonna get in the air vents. It's just gonna be when we least expect it.
I'm gonna put bells in the air vents. I do not care if I don't get sleep.
Bells in the
I don't
air
think that's gonna
vents.
stop anything.
Wow.
No, but
But-
it'll let me know when she's there.
And at this point I will arrive at Dottie's house. Again, I will just walk in.
As would Tickle, looking really happy with himself, with steaming flasks of tea strapped to his backpack, like, stop it, what I did.
Someone please draw it, not me. Oh God.
You are
Okay,
concerned I was in the air vents again. You have that look on your face. Not this time of year, not with my arthritis.
You would still do it even if the doctor told you not to.
But it didn't happen this time.
This time, of course. And you just hear Dottie go, this time, of course, this time. I'm putting bells in the fence this time.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah. Come eat. We got some more stuff. I got some of that good tea that you like. And I'm just like continuing to like set up the food. Like as if we were like at a house party and you're just like the host and just like running around like a hectic hamster. Being like, okay, hold on a second. Gertie! Gertie, you home?
What? It's so early. What could you possibly need?
Reinforcements.
What?
We got a new baby in here.
All right, listen. I know that you say you're young a lot, but are you that young?
No, goodness, no. And for brevity's sake, I explain what's going on. She's a poor little baby. I can't just leave her.
All right. I'm gonna bring a couple things over though. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I got gifts. And you hear like the scuttling of fuzzy spider feet as Gertie makes her way out of her house onto your roof and then down through your skylight. Plopping dangerously close to the breakfast counter. And she does have a armful of things. Whenever we'll say when Bob was growing up, Bob had a spare like clothing arsenal over at Gertie's house because things would get messy a lot. Jumping
Keep telling him to clean his room.
They're
I kept
known
telling
for they love to roughhouse. Bob did a lot of mud activities over there. Yeah, a lot of sand, a lot of mud, a lot of fun. But anyways,
You
three
kept
sets of
cosplaying as a
overalls.
chinchilla. I don't understand it.
Such a sand bath. Oh gosh, that's niche. Yeah, cool. Gertie unveils three sets of overalls. Because you've explained the
Perfect.
situation like with the two friends and stuff. So she's brought three sets, equally small, equally cute, equally well made by Kara. And it's like one is covered in like little pictures of pill bugs. One has like little school buses on it, which are just more pill bugs, and the third have like pill bugs playing with blocks. Bob really likes pill bugs, in case anybody hasn't found that out yet. Yeah,
This was his
super great.
This was his 2-month-old overall. So, oh my hand.
Well, you said they were small. I didn't know how small they needed to be. We could always take them out a little bit. They do got zippers on the side. Kara's,
I
she makes them to last and they kind of grow with them. So,
know. And I'm just hugging the overalls. I knew those pin tucks would come in handy.
yeah, you just let out the hem a little bit. It'll be, good as new for any size. You let me know.
You're a good friend, Gertie.
Yeah. I like to keep keepsakes too.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of keepsakes, did you go see the eye doctor?
I did not, and you can't make me. And Gertie will use the string that she made that is still attached to the ceiling to siphon herself back up through the skylight.
You're gonna have to go to the eye doctor sooner or later.
No, I'd like to see you try. I'll get there eventually, but I'll probably
Kara
lose a
said to
hand
get you
first, knowing
custom
me.
frames.
Yeah, but I got a thing about losing lenses. I always lose just one, and then I end up not wearing them because it's like I'm so off center.
I look at Kara and I'm just like, can we please design something so she don't lose them and she can go to the eye doctor?
I'm nothing without my balance. And you see she just heads back home, and we'll shut her blinds, and you hear like hamster rock music playing from her living room. This is Gertie's day off. But she's excited to help nonetheless.
I swear to him, one of these days she's gonna have to go to the eye doctor like I had to go to the doctor for my back.
I mean, at this point, you might as well just bring the doctor to her.
I will call
no.
I will call up Otto and ask him to make a house call. He
I
will be
will
very
put-
he will be very persistent. I will tell him what to expect.
Knowing Otto, he's gonna kick down the door and he's
He's a
gonna
very
use one of my
persistent
bots.
he's a very persistent hamtometrist.
Mm, very persistent. Good though.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, season 2 of Michtim is just going to be the entire party going to the
the eye
freaking eye
doctor?
doctor to see Otto.
So, Crumpet is going to look around for Bo and. Okay, honey. Miss Sprout is not here yet. Could you please go make sure that her and Tickle are on their way? Um, we got some talking to do about yesterday. Lady.
Tickle barreled in earlier with flasks of tea. Tickle's
Mhm.
here. Just Sprout hasn't arrived.
Tickle. I love your dog. I cannot. Tina, your dog is so cute. I just want
Right?
to, like, gosh, anybody who hasn't seen Tina's dog, please do on social media somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay,
go see
thanks.
Twitter. I posted a
Just
photo
for
of
me.
him week 1, I think.
I love Newfies so much. All right, getting sidetracked. Cool. You guys are having breakfast. We have established that you guys have both food and new clothes. For the hams, you're anticipating 3. That is what that is what Burger Cookie told you, is it is herself and two friends that are on this aisle, and the queen is effectively downstairs at the river, not the riverbank, the ocean bank, picking up just things that are on the that the tide has brought in. It's actually more than the raft at this point. It's lots of little pieces of plastic, like blue and green and yellow and red, like a rainbow of plastic. There is a large bottle with like a wire attached, and it looks like if you held the bottle upside down, it would only drip if you kind of nudged this ball that's on the tip of it. It's really strange looking. It's huge. Also, it takes about 3 hams that the queen is bossing around a little bit to lift it and to carry it over to like the recycling area. You guys can definitely use it to like distribute like tea or something by repurposing that ball as a spout of some sort. Waste not, want not, Michtims. Yeah. So is everybody finishing breakfast? Are we going to the beach? Are we preparing ourselves in any other way? Are we preparing to be ocean bound today? What is the group consensus on going after the hams ourselves, or are we just telling the queen so that the queen can do something about it?
Well, if we do decide that we're going to do this ourselves, I'm strongly in favor of doing it, because if you want something done right, do it yourself. But I'll need to get my sun hat first.
Sprite never misses an adventure. Sprite, I mean, they're there. They actually went to the beach. They didn't even hit breakfast. They were too excited and they wanted to go and see what was going on at the beach. So you'll probably meet them down there.
Dottie's just gathering all the extra food into hamperware containers and being like, okay, so we're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna make sure we have some lunch. And I look at is the little ham still asleep?
Yes, the little ham is still asleep.
Okay. So I just say, Betty, Betty.
All right, sweetheart, the little one's still asleep, so maybe we should keep our voices down, she says louder than you just were.
This is my indoor voice. You know that.
You know, I do know that, and maybe I should work on mine, because you tend to copy me a little bit. So maybe if I write myself, then they say that you start to act like your friends that you hang out with. But we're a little more than friends. But I've only been living with you for how many years, and you see her from the other side of the, like, counting on her fingers. It's a few.
It's been a
It's a
long
few.
time. But keep after the cute little, yeah. We'll keep an eye
Okay.
out
Are
for
you
her,
heading down to
okay?
the beach?
I'm gonna head down to the beach. Odds are there's gonna be people there. We have way too much food. Uh, put the rest in the hamperware containers. See if we could also find, I don't know, something for the little ham, and just uh let her go through Ginny's wardrobes. See if there's anything that strikes her fancy. I know there's a couple of overalls. I know there's some dresses. Uh, maybe a couple of cardigans because of caramel. And I look around and I'm like, I check the air vent and just keep an eye out for her and just tell her we're at the beach, but have her just rest up for today. I just go closer to my spouse and just say, she seems like she went through a lot. She deserves to have some rest.
Promise me one thing before you
Mhm.
go. And she looks at you real serious. Please, for the love of gosh, wear sunscreen on your darn nose. You tend to burn.
Do not.
You do too.
I do.
And before you can protest, she takes a little dab from the very sneakily hidden sunscreen in her hand and just dabs you real quick. No, rub it in. Rub it in good. Otherwise, you're going to have a little white streak there all day. And you know how you get self conscious about that.
Is it
Yeah, that's
blended?
right. Get it in your fur. You can burn through your fur. Do you know that? I've been reading up on some of Kara's books. They teach you all sorts of things.
Were those the new ones from Hissen School?
You know, I honestly couldn't tell you. I've just been looking at the pictures.
Eh. Okay. Is it blended?
Good enough. Better than your eyeshadow some days. You know, the days I do it. I'm not very good at makeup, okay? And you trust me with your whole heart. And I love that so much for you. But sometimes maybe look in the mirror before you leave the house because you've got a little bit too much faith in me.
I immediately go to the mirror and be like, I'll just go into the mirror and be like, and just like twitch the whiskers and be like, all right, I'm gonna head out. Make sure she's rested. I know sabbatical's ending soon, but you need rest too.
Absolutely. Be safe, make good choices, or don't get caught. Okay, I'll see you later.
Don't get caught. And I just do like a little nose rub
The
and just
babies,
say,
the
lock up
hamster
my
wives.
workshop. Yeah, there's
right.
some explosives in there. Bye.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm sure that you locked the door before you left for the day.
The outdoor locks.
Yeah, it's childproof anyway. You're well prepared. All right. We said Sprout is already down at the water's edge. Sprout, were you just observing or were you trying to help?
Oh, she'd help. She'd help.
Okay. Cool. Then yeah, you're getting a first look at all of these things. You have heard of a lot of these pieces before. There are definitely rumors that the long legs keep some victims of your kind in houses that they build and like keep in their big homes. But they are not nearly the quality that they should be. And most hamsters that live with long legs they end up finding their way to a house one way or another or they are like there's a secret network of mail for those that like they can't escape they can still interact with those from houses in neighboring forests so you guys know that these hams exist but it is always a shame when hams end up escaping for no fault of their own when they are given away sometimes to nature, like has happened to this ham that has washed up on your shore. Um, yeah, the plastic in particular is pretty sharp. It's almost like it has like shattered from being knocked around in the water a little bit too much. But it definitely can be repurposed if you guys would like tumble it with rocks or anything. There's also some glass in here that would make really pretty sea glass. So you guys are finding lots of little trinkets. There are also little globs of they almost look like pellets of some sort, but they're so like soggy at this point they don't really have a shape. But they're kind of made of like dust and what like used to be seeds. They don't look very appealing. They're like they're not great looking. um but yeah, you can tell these used to be food of some sort.
I would kind of point those out to Crumpet and be like, look at these rations. What is this? This isn't edible, surely.
I mean, technically, like once Crumpet has gotten down there with probably all of these different like little sacks full of food. Um, I mean, technically, you can eat honey and flour and everything that you put into stuff. That doesn't mean they're not ingredients, though. That it's a darn shame that anyone would have to live off of ingredients alone.
It's more than just ingredients. It's like a kick, but not.
I don't want to think about what those poor little Poor little hams been putting in them, which is why we're gonna take care of this, Sprout. We're gonna make sure they're back, make sure they're home with us. We're all gonna rally up and take care of them. And gosh darn it, if I am not bringing like an entire army's worth of food with me so we can feed them up on the way.
Absolutely.
Like Crumpet has probably brought down so many like hollowed out peanut bags, like peanut shells turned into like little lunch bags, and then like actual backpacks made of like hollowed out berry, like dried out berry shells and everything that are just packed to the brim with everything that that Caramel and Crumpet had put together the night before.
Amazing. This is my public service announcement before we go to break. That everything I'm describing is I have had several hamsters in my life, and it really bothers me that people don't know that they need more than like a foot and a half of square space and those little like rainbow hamster things that they sell at like Petco and PetSmart and stuff. Please don't buy those anymore. Just thanks. Like just do some research on your small animal care. That's what this episode's about, is me yelling at those people because it's animal abuse technically. So yeah, that's just me being real for a second, and this means a lot to me. So if you disagree, I'm unfortunately not sorry, and I'm willing to put this on the internet for everybody to see all at once.
Yep.
So yeah, if it's rainbow and it has like sharp edges or plastic coated metal that your hamster can like chew on, and this includes gerbils and stuff too, people,
Yes.
especially gerbils. And also be very careful about housing multiple hamsters in the same house. That's also not great. It is very rare that that ever works. So yeah, we're gonna go to break. So everybody just sit with that for a second, on the fact that this kind of stuff makes Mo very unhappy and very sad. And yeah, we're getting real with Michtim for a second tonight, but it's gonna all end up great because these people all trust me enough to tell a story with them and show what, you know, hamster life can actually be like. So yeah, hug your loved fluffy ones close this evening. We'll be back in like 10 minutes. We're just gonna go grab a quick drink and a snack and a deep breath. Yeah, but we'll be back in a few. We'll see you guys. Like I said to Dottie, be safe, make good choices, you don't get caught for 10 minutes. We'll be back. I'm watching you. welcome back. Happy Hams Tuesday, everybody. I hope you had a nice little quarter of the hour break. We're happy to have you. If you are curious about what the heck is going on with our captions, oh, no, never mind. Now that I'm talking, they're going away. Feel free to join our community Discord. There are plenty of shenanigans to be had. I'll go ahead and post that here. If you would like to join in on the shenaniganry, it can be found there. If you're not in the production Discord for active production, you can still have a great time with the GRTW crew. Highly recommend, almost as much as I recommend getting the chance to play a ham in Michtim. This game has been super fun so far. We left the hams leaving Dottie's place to head down to potentially meet the queen to help with a little bit of cleanup that Sprout had already started, because there is a castaway ham that is officially in Dottie's house, still snoozing the morning away, as a young ham in peril does on occasion. But I will say, if anybody is doing anything specific on the beach, you absolutely can. I think I have told you guys that there are canoes down here before, but if you would like to partake in any kind of going onto the water to explore, if you're thinking about heading to where this isle is going, you will have to build it if you would like anything else other than a canoe. These canoes are not seafaring. They are for recreation only. We did lose Shears for a second. That's okay. I will just keep talking and let others talk until we get them back. It's all good. So yeah, is anybody else doing anything right now? Are we thinking about getting in the water? The queen might have suggestions if you guys are thinking about it. And that's all I have to say about that without giving too much away, I think.
I think until Jotty joins us, Crumpet is probably helping with the cleanup crew, getting as much of the mess that cannot be used, like pulled to the side, because they are a bigger ham. And that does come with like the strength to like move these bigger pieces that just can't be refurbished away from like the beachfront, and where small hams can get hurt.
Amazing.
I am going through my cardigan closet and I am pulling a few things out here and there, actually just cardigans. Because we never know if we don't know if we're going to be encountering any hams who are cold and are in need of some hand-knitted comfort. Some cardigans and some blankets, just in case we are going to be rescuing any more hams.
Got it. Quick question for Sprout. Would you have brought Tickle out with you?
Yeah. Although I don't know whether if we're going seafaring, he'll come with.
Fair enough. Tickle has chosen to help with cleanup. Unfortunately for Tickle, he can't really determine what is bad wood and what is good wood. So we are just branches, sticks,
Everything's a stick.
right? Chunks of driftwood that are coming in. Pretty much anything that came from a tree or a tree's cousin is ending up in Tickle's mouth and on the shore at some point. There is a pretty sizable stack of things here now. I will say Tickle has also pulled out what looked to be kind of like a makeshift, not a rudder, but the thing that you use to like steer on a boat that has that like L-shaped, it kind of goes off the back, and you can use it to turn. There's a makeshift one of those. Definitely came off of the raft that you guys are salvaging right now, all of the bits and pieces. So yeah, you officially have this full picture that this was a double-masted, strangely enough, with the big the big t-shirt and the smaller t-shirt, 2 sails with a rudder and a large plastic spoon as the driving force, just long enough to in the probably like more banky bits of the ocean would have definitely been absolutely cutting into the sand. But there is a cup there is like a cut along the side, almost like where it got stuck on something. So this isn't really a usable spoon anymore. It is
Gotcha.
cracked, it is plastic, it is done so. But you can recycle it though, knowing Kara and Dottie. Ooh, got something in my eye. I apologize. The queen will come and address you guys now that she realizes that everybody is here. Oh, hi, y'all. Nice for y'all to join me. I will say, beautiful day today, except for we had a little bit of a crash. Could you believe it? Have any of y'all seen anyone who looks a little bit out of sorts? You know, maybe someone who just came in with the tide, like they're not really sure what day it is by chance.
Funny enough, they're already recuperating in Dottie's.
What do you mean? Did Dottie make another one without telling any of us? We didn't have any kind of a celebration or anything.
No,
We find a stowaway.
it was a small ham, Your Majesty.
Oh, all right. No
And
problem.
it
No
was
problem.
late enough. The poor little thing just they needed sleep. It's not looking so good, so we got her to Dottie's, and as far as I know, Dottie and Betty are taking care of her at the moment. And I'm
No,
sure
sure. I appreciate the help. I really do. By any chance, you all look like you know something. Uh, and she'll look at Kara. Kara, do you still have like the book with the information in it, like on your person?
Yes.
Probably. I'm gonna say the queen definitely recognizes that, paired with your just general well-informed demeanor, as you usually have, but right now more so. Um,
My fur is so
um,
big because it is full of secrets.
I knew it was coming at some point in this series. So good, so good. Um, I take it then y'all know about the Isle. I've actually suspected for a little while that it might be, encroaching back towards shore. Not usually a problem. I just haven't, reconsolidated the cleanup crew, as it were, the folks that, patrol the waters. We don't even have a boat ready. So I know Dottie had to run off for a second, but the second Dottie gets back, I'd really love to talk to y'all about, making another boat. And if y'all were willing, maybe to head out there as kind of like an expedition mission. I won't lie, I have no idea what you'd be running into. It's been years since anyone has been out there. I'm not sure how treacherous it is. I can tell you though, as far as critters go, I mean, you might run into some fish and such, but most of the fins that you'll see topside are not sharks. They are in fact dolphins, who are very tricky. So please keep an eye out for those, if you are going topside. Sea turtles, pretty nice. Seagulls, absolute menace. Try to steer clear of those if you can. Um, Other than that, all you're looking for, straight past the full moon there. It is a full moon tonight, so you should have plenty of light, all the way there from sunrise to sundown. So no need to bring any kind of lamps or anything. That would just be completely useless if wet. I'm trying to think of any other information I could give y'all that would help. But that book's got a couple of nifty timbits in it, I think, if I remember correctly. Can I see it for a quick second?
Of course, Your Majesty.
Honey Butter Biscuit will take the book, um, and sift through it a couple of pages, um, and she'll smile and nod, and she'll lift up a page and show you a couple of sketches. It's actually her and a friend of hers, who's no longer with you guys. It was an older hamster, that she was abandoned with on the Isle. Um, I've come a long way, and it really makes me glad to know that I've got a group of you guys, on the younger side, to really keep up with this project once I'm gone, because it didn't exist before me. And I'm just real thankful. for you. That's all.
Well, no matter where a ham comes from, they are deserving of love and a home.
Absolutely right, Kara. You're some of the good ones, you know. I will say this. I do have some supplies. I know, Dottie should be back any minute to help us with the mechanical stuff, but if you guys want to get going on maybe some of the decorations, and she does have several things in order to build like a small sailboat kind of a situation, to where there's like a top, and like a bottom, like a slightly below deck, with like a cot on it, just in case someone would need medical attention. She's got like buoys and stuff in case of emergency, a couple of flares, um, uh, life jackets for everybody. Those are non-negotiable. Everybody will have to wear a life jacket on the excursion. And other than that, you guys pretty much have free reign. I will say the sail is stark white. Kara, you have never seen anything so offensive in your life. That thing's gonna need some color. So yeah, if you guys want to decorate the sail, you absolutely can. If you want to make like a crest of some sort, you absolutely can. Um, I will say, as far as who is captaining the ship, you guys can decide on that. But otherwise, it can be Seaward in a couple of hours with the help that the Queen has, and with you guys all hands, all hams on deck. You should be able to build it fairly quickly. It is like a hobbyist's sailboat kit that you guys have commandeered. So it will fit together really easily and solidify itself with some super glue and be ultra super watertight. All the pieces could not fit together any more perfectly. So the Queen is prepared, and you have the absolute best of the hobby shop best for your excursion. Does anybody want to do anything special to the boat? Add any little bit of yourself to the boat? This is going to be your boat. Go nuts.
Yeah. For a bit of flavor, I think Sprite might play with some of her witchy magic and
Ooh.
try doing like a bit of a like movement hex in the boat to like help it move across the sea that bit more speedily and safely.
Sure. Do you have anything for that, or do you just want to roll for it?
So I mean, it's flavor more than anything, but
Yeah.
the thing that I was thinking was her joyful hex, her moving hex is like sort of like the core of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because you guys will have to make a couple of checks along the way to make sure that like nothing breaks. So this will just like lower that DC. So yeah, anything that you guys do will lower the DC by 1. I will tell you it is higher than 7, which is the normal DC for things. Just because this isn't you, this is a thing that has to carry 4 U's and potentially 2 other hams. So it is a sizable vessel for you all. Kara or Crumpet, are you guys adding anything to the boat?
Yes. In addition to my formidable array of sewing supplies, I also have paint. As you said, that sail, it is so bland, it is offensive. It needs a design. And after consulting with Tulip, I am going to retrieve a Q-tip or 2 or 3 and my paint stash. And with the assistance of my grand ham, we're going to put a sunflower on the sail.
I'm gonna cry.
Nice.
Gosh. I would like to think that Tulip would do like handprint bees. So like balling up your hand and dunking it, and then like stamping it for the main part of the bumble, putting some black lines on it, drawing a couple wings and some stick legs like onto the sunflower. That's probably something a child is capable of doing.
I'm giving her artistic license. I tell her, go ham.
Oh, cute. Cute. Sprout, are you attempting a likeness of Tickle anywhere on the boat or anything? Or
Oh yes. Oh
yeah.
yes. There's mostly black, but like with brown through it, kind of fuzz, and then just a face in the middle of it. It's just a big sploot.
Oh, that's so cute. Are you doing anything for Bo or just in general, Crumpet?
I think Crumpet would actually have Bo like do like kind of dip him in the paint and just let him like make little tracks across the canvas.
Oh my gosh.
Do, like little ladybugs, no angels.
Little bee. No, oh my gosh. Little I want little bee feets and little bow feets. I want them both. Oh my
Definitely have
gosh.
both.
Okay. Okay. Well, now I want a real pet ladybug in real life. That's like soft and that I can pet. Because that's how I imagine Bo. I imagine Bo very soft and squishy and
Yeah,
petal.
underneath the wings, it's just like fuzz.
That is perfect and adorable. Okay. Um Wonderful. Well, in that case, you guys are anticipated to go based off of what the queen has told you. This will take you about a day to get there and back, supposedly, from what she has charted. If you guys want to bring any snacks or any supplies along with you, you will be supplied with a compass, just to let you know which way north is in case you don't want to look directly at the sun, as they advise you don't do, even with a sun hat on, Kara. Um, and a like a telescopic device of some kind, so you can see further than your little ham eyes will let you. It's not like you guys are nocturnal or anything, but daylight on the water, if any of you have actually been on a boat during the day, it is so unbelievably
Yeah.
bright. You don't want to be looking at the water like just with your naked eye for too long. Yeah. So, Crumpet, I'm assuming you're bringing snacks? Question mark.
Snacks slash emergency food packs that Crumpet has already prepared.
Okay.
They've also made essentially like little cake pops that are concentrated potions for later use. And
Oh.
there's probably like a few bags of those for when we absolutely need them. Um, I'd also say just with how many bees hang out around the bakery, and knowing how things can get on the water, they've also brought a few containers of like beeswax with them to use for like waterproofing if they run into that.
Sure.
The little visor, sunglasses, and yes.
Okay, so mom of the group, Crumpet, has arrived. I love that. Amazing. You, while you're packing, will definitely have a couple of the bakery bees attempt to sneak their way into your bag. But they're a little bit too chunky, so you probably catch them pretty quick.
No, honey bun, I know you want to help, but we're leaving most of the bugs here. You guys got to keep Manny in shape after all. And you got to keep Tulip company because we cannot take a little tiny ham like that on the sea. So you guys got to keep them company, keep Manny in line. We do not know how many days we're going to be gone, and we don't need him eating more than we sell slash give away. Okay, you got it?
They give you the bee equivalent of a thumbs up, which is probably just them like tilting to the side with one leg in the air. I think.
Like bob
just
up and
like
down.
1 out of 6. Amazing. All right. Kara and Sprout, what are you guys bringing other than Kara's sun hat, of course?
Well, as I said, I am bringing a pile of cardigans for hams in need of comfort.
Mm.
and a blend of ham knitted and ham crocheted blankets as well. Some quilts, just soft comfort items, because if this precious little one that we found on the beach was evidence enough, there will be more who are in need of help. And sometimes all you need is a warm blanket to make you feel like you're at home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And last but not least, Sprout.
I'm going to bring a drawing of our little foundling friend, just so that if we do find the friends of our new friend, we can like show that we know them and they're safe and everything else. Be like, look, they're back there, and like help calm them down a little bit.
That is a brilliant idea that I didn't even think of as a GM to suggest that you guys bring. So thank you for that. It's very helpful. Yeah, when going to encounter two stranger hams that don't know you and just insisting that they come with you for safety. Yeah, great. Great. Awesome. Glad that you made that connection, Tina, genuinely. Fabulous. Well, I'm sure that Shears will be back soon. I'm going to say, as GM, to give Shears the benefit of the doubt, that you guys have a beautiful motor on this boat now, courtesy of Dottie. Definitely as unbreakable as it gets, definitely matching the quality of this hobbyist's buildable boat. It's technically like a ship in a large bottle kit. So yeah, it's got full sails, masts, little steering, like a wheel. Very touchy, that wheel. And do you guys want to choose a captain before you guys go?
I was thinking Dottie, because machinery and I think that would be something they'd be good at. But
No, that's fair. I will say if you guys wanted to, just because Shears is MIA for a second, if you guys want to make Dottie first mate,
yeah,
then like actually as far as what I was thinking is like Captain Steers first mate is actually in charge of like the mechanical stuff. Um so yeah. Um Captain pretty much has the compass. So
I mean, if it
whoever
involves a
wants to
good
hold the
hat,
compass.
I don't mind holding the compass. Just give me a fabulous, fabulous hat to be captain, and I'm there.
Fun fact, Sprout's really good at holding a compass.
Sprout's job is compass.
I am sorry, I did not have another incredibly fashionable sun hat for you, but if you give me a moment, I'm sure I'll be able to come up with something.
I
Fair
have
enough.
no doubt.
Oh boy. Well, with that, yo ho, me Hampties, yo ho. If everybody's cool to board, the queen and her couple of helpers are ready to push you guys into the water. If you're ready to go, they will lower the motor behind you. Once you're far enough in the water, it will drop down into the ocean and start automatically, because Dottie is a genius when it comes to machinery. So yeah, it is a special safety motor. It's not going to go, beheading anybody by accident or anything by starting too soon. All right. So how this will work, you guys crossing the ocean, it is not that far, but at some point, I will request, after I start talking with this little bit of a description, I will request a ship check. So whoever wants to, depending on how you are feeling, it is a beautiful sunny day, great day for boating. One of you will need to make a check to make sure that nothing breaks. If anything breaks, that will be a problem, and we will solve it when we get there. But if nothing breaks, you guys are good to move on. And there is a larger obstacle. Whether or not you guys see the obstacle will rely on a perception check. So I will need somebody to make that of some sort, depending on how you're feeling. So 2 checks coming up, both of which will be lower to peg because one of you is willing to watch out, aka Sprout, and one of you was willing to make yourselves like a motor so that things are going pretty quick. And meddling sea creatures are less likely, believe it or not, to interfere with a large vessel that has a big metal motor on it. Shockingly. So you guys should be pretty safe. Everybody does have their life jacket on. Correct. They're all buckled. Cool. Awesome. I will say, as a final parting gift, Manny does chuck over the side of the boat as it is being lifted into the water 4 waterproof fanny packs for you guys, and they all come with 2 saran wrapped cookies on the inside for added protection. They are very burnt. He made them all by himself. But yes, alas, you do have snacks from the Manny packs that are, waterproof edition. So we set sail, correct? Hams on their rafts have never looked so out of place, yet so at home. Each of you has put a little bit of yourself into this temporary but somewhat large ocean dwelling, as it is meant to guide you onward to rescue one of your own, a fellow Michtim, and that is the best cause in the whole world. Above you, you see fauna that you usually wouldn't dare approach from the shore, gulls that are noisily flapping their wings and diving headfirst into the water after fish that are swimming close to the surface. Fins of all shapes and sizes, you were told they are mostly dolphins, breaching the waves to grab a quick gulp of sea breeze, and every once in a while, a mythical sea turtle. With barnacles often on their backs against the sun, skimming the water for a quick rest before diving back down for a fin or a noggin with friends. But alas, we are not finding Nemo. Instead, all of you look out ahead of you as far in the distance as your eyes will let you see. Does anyone want to roll perception here? I will also, at the same time, make you guys go ahead and roll that the raft/boat check to make sure that you aren't going to hit anything while you are looking for things. So if one of you wants to roll one, or one of you wants to roll the other, you guys tell me what you are rolling, or if you have any buffs to add.
I will roll the perception because I have been keeping an eye out on the water.
Mm-hmm.
I am incredibly worried about the safety of my little group. I did bring my sharpest knitting needle in case. Oh, knitting needle, sewing needle, yes, all of the sharp implements. But I would really rather not use them because they're intended for sewing and knitting. So, and I also want to come back home safely to Tulip with some stories. So I will do the perception with all 4 of my grief dice. Yes.
Amazing.
So first, one of the first things Crumpet does once they get on board is hand out like little snack boxes. Most specifically, like I said, they're the little cake pops that are like very concentrated to like help with very specific things. And when she goes to caramel, okay, so there's about 5 different flavors here. They're kind of single use, but don't worry, I brought a lot more than this. And this one's a little spicy. This one's a little fresh. This one makes your tongue tingle. This one right here, and she like Crumpet pulls up like this little ball. This one, it's made with those M candies and these little like bean things that we cannot let Tulip anywhere near. It's like a coffee bean that Crumpet keeps like hidden and like shaves off some every so often to add to things.
Not the caffeine.
Yeah, no, this is like an espresso bean someone found once upon a time.
Oh no, and it's dry aged. What
Yes.
is this?
I mean, this one right here, this one was going to help. You kind of keep eyes out. It's going to keep you awake. And if you eat too much of them, you are probably see sound and catch everything that moves. So this is a chocolate brew for Joy that and augments the jolt / detect move.
Very cool.
Well, once again, I have a flashback to my past. I would have enjoyed something very similar to this. I do not know how Crumpet was aware of this particular formulation, but I will accept it gratefully.
Gosh, I love that so much. Okay. Awesome. So are you rolling a perception check? And Alice, what buff does Crumpet give Kara with that?
I set aside any number of d6s from the chosen emotion, in this case, Joy. They spend an action to get one serving. Add the cooked dice to the relevant roll. So let's see. With Crumpet's Joy, I'm going to use 2 of them.
Okay. Is that sorry, the directionality of your mic is really directionallying.
Sorry.
Directionalitying. No, you're good. Is that giving 2 dice or taking away 2 of the DC?
It adds the cook's dice to the relevant roll.
Okay.
So you can add up to 2.
Perfect. All right. So add 2 dice to whatever the heck you're rolling, Kara, and go nuts. Give me that number.
I'm going for seeing sound and hearing color. So oh my goodness. Okay. So we have a 3 and 5 ones. So
I'm
that's an
reading
8.
lips and I saw we found the dog. They're okay, right? I think. I don't think she can hear us because she doesn't have headphones on.
And
Oh, bless.
So cute. Okay, but yeah, definitely with that, Kara. I'll tell you what you see. In the distance, there are a couple of things. One, you see a bee. And this is strange that you see a bee this far in the distance because even the biggest bee you know, Bree, is still big enough to be held in like a bear hug by Tulip, right? So it's a decently sized bee, maybe the size of a Michtim's head. This bee is much larger. This is at the very least a double the size of Tickle sized bee to be able to see it from this distance. Yeah, big old rideable bee, you would guess.
And I am trusting in Crumpet's recipe that there are no hard fruits in this. What I am seeing is actually there.
not bring those treats this time.
Hard fruits. All right. Yeah, but this means a couple of things to you. Knowing what you do about the ocean is you know that you are in the right direction as land would be for a bumbling insect like this to be not out in the middle of the ocean. That would imply that there is land near, and it is not coming from your direction where the land was. So you must be going towards other land, which is a good sign. Another thing that you notice, sticking out of the water, maybe several yards in front of you, but it kind of blended in with the water until now. It's a few feet tall, plus what's under the surface, kind of like an iceberg. It looks to be a series of tubes, kind of like clear tubes that have taken on the color of water, so they almost look blue. And around the tubes are a series of panels, but they're kind of covered in holes. Honestly, upon further inspection, they kind of look like grates. But they're white grates, like white coated metal. So again, with the reflection of the water, everything has kind of looked the same color. Unfortunately, the way this is in your path, you can see this stuff in front of you, and then just beyond it, past where the shallows on your right are getting a little bit too shallow for the boat. This mass with the series of tunnels that it looks like you'd be safe to enter if you would take you right to the other side, which is like an abandoned landmass. You can't see anything from here, but there is like a tree line past the shore that you can see. So you have arrived, but there is this giant obstacle in your way. So you have been given like step ladders that are rope oriented so they can be flung out of the boat and form like a bridge for you to climb on anything that you would need to. They are designed to be hung off of the side of the craft for you to dismount that way. So that way you can get back on the craft from the sand. But yeah, there is this giant mass made of grates and tubes in front of you. Honestly, it looks like the best way to tackle it is to go through. Going over looks pretty hard because plastic and metal get hot, and going underneath, I would not recommend testing if you can breathe underwater. Right now, it's probably not something on any of your sheets.
Hams are not waterproof.
No.
Sorry, the Manny packs aren't big enough to hold anything other than a couple of cookies either.
So I will, of course, inform our steadfast captain of the obstacle ahead. What do you advise, Captain? It's a big one.
I'm thinking around. What does everyone else think?
Hello. While you are thinking, and now the Shears is back, all of you feel a rumbling at your feet before the boat is launched into the air a couple of feet. And you all can brace yourselves as you start to plummet back down into the water, spraying everything within several feet of distance around you. You have just been lifted by a whale doing that thing that whales do. I had this great thing that I was gonna say and I completely forgot what it was. So yeah, the spray that whales do sounds great. Yeah. Anyways, you are now close enough to examine these tubes more than you already did. But if anybody is paying attention to the lower deck of the boat, there is now a crack in the base of the boat. So you have two options. You can either abandon ship entirely. You did see a bee that would fit a ham. Chances are there are more. Or you can try and repair it and go around. I will say, Shears, I did give Dottie. I gave the party on behalf of Dottie. You supplied the motor for the boat, so this thing is great. It just won't make it back with a crack in it, unfortunately. It is a hobbyist boat made out of like popsicle sticks and stuff. It's not.
You know, they don't go to the hamster hardware stores like they used to. I mean, it's not that hard. Like, good solid pine. Get some wax. Make yourself a motor. And you just hear the kids these days. Like, look, in mine and Caramel's day, we had to do class assignments with nothing more than a stick of chewing gum. Not even a popsicle stick, just sticks. And somebody had to go swim. Oftentimes it was an intern, but most of the time it was me. Because a certain someone, I'm not naming names, didn't want to get in the water.
Well.
Yeah, that silence says it all.
How big? How big is the crack in the boat?
To you guys, a couple inches is a lot, but it's really only a couple of inches. You're not taking on water fast enough that you will sink fast. You do have supplies to repair it temporarily, but you get the idea, having helped build this thing, that a repair will only get you back safely if made quickly and made pretty much perfectly the first time, because once you get it like wet and like use wax and stuff on it, it's gonna be messier and messier the more times you mess up,
Mm-hmm.
and the water's not stopping while it comes in. So if anybody would like to try and repair it, you absolutely can. Like I said, your other options are Dottie Kara did see a Michtim mount-sized bee headed towards the island, so you could take your chances with that. Or there's this series of plastic tubes. You're close enough to see that the ones up tall are a little bit too hot for you guys to climb into safely without like oven mitts or something on. But the ones that are like at your level, that are kind of hidden between a couple layers of other tubes and grates, are safe to the touch if you touch them. So yeah, either boat, tubes, or bees.
Have a lot of supplies on the boat that we can't
Yes.
lose.
I
It's
think
worth
if
trying to repair.
if we put our hams together, I'm sure we can fix it.
And notably, I did bring beeswax.
You did. You
I
said that
like where
very
your head's
specifically.
See, I like where your head's at, Crumpet. All right. While I, the player, was gone, did I actually bring my tools with me?
I'm gonna say yes, because you guys were quite literally building a boat.
Mhm.
You probably would have just maintained, like, you honestly, Dottie probably would have been so intrigued by building a boat and getting to like use her hands for the first time in a minute on something bigger than like small stuff they were used to. You probably built around your tools, so the tools are probably like downstairs, like in the closet or something, and you just like built around them and then just chucked your tools in there when you were done.
I will make myself round and roll down the stairs. Oh, like hit my hand on the door frame.
Oh no.
No,
It
it's
is
like
getting a
that.
little damp down here.
Yeah. And I'm just going to wade through the water and grab my toolkit, wade back up, get up a few steps, and when it's dry, just go like and like shake my wig and do the wiggle wiggle. And I look poofier than I actually am. And I'm like, ah. And I just come back up. I'm like, okay, I got my tools. Let's get this over with. And I just put it around my belt. And it has like a little like those belts that have like the toolkits that have like the thing around that wrap around your leg for stability.
Mm-hmm.
She has that. And that was a gift, like a hamster, a mama hamster day gift from one of her kids.
No.
I love that.
And it says on there, I can fix it. Don't worry, it's not explosives. I'm committing to the bit. But I'm
You
just
should.
like, all right, pull out the tools, one in each hand. Let's plug this hole.
I ask about something.
Uh-huh.
Would I be able to say that if we use the jolt move, we could do this quickly?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
In which case, Crumpet is going to take another one of these like chocolate coffee espresso cake bombs and just Dottie, open your mouth, honey. And then just like shove it in. Yeah, we're not letting Tulip have any of these. Things are about to get a lot faster for you, hun.
Yeah.
Swallow and just like takes a second, and then I just see into the main frame
Yes.
or the ham frame at this point.
See
and I just
sound,
see,
hear
like-
lights.
I see plaid at this point. And it's all hamster plaid. Just like running and running and running. Basically like what Tulip does to power the grid on her spare time. And I'm just like, everything for me is slow motion. Oh god, what was that scene with like Quicksilver where he's like
X-Men,
running
yeah.
around? Yeah,
Yeah.
that. It's basically that, but hamster form.
That's amazing. Crumpet, you last time gave 2 dice. Are you doing
Yes.
that again? Okay.
I have one left, so it's just one.
Okay. Oh, just one. Okay.
Yes.
So you're gonna roll joy, Dottie. So if you want to add a die to your joy, if you're using the jolt move to do this quickly. Gosh, this is exciting. Fix that
I
boat.
have 4 joy. I'm gonna use all of them because let's put it out there. I'm hacking the planet.
Mhm.
All
I'm
right,
hamming the planet.
5 joy total. Give me those dice.
5. Yeah. Okay, big chonker, you're in this one.
Yeah, Crumpet's like pulled down like one of the giant jars of beeswax that they brought with them, and
Let's see.
You guys get a
Okay.
surprisingly amount of stuff for a lightweight on this boat. You guys did a great job.
So we have a 3, a 4, a 4, a 5, and a 6.
Is that 16 total?
Uh,
6.
I'm
Is that
sorry, wait,
22?
math.
3, 4, 4, 5, 6.
I heard
Yeah.
numbers.
So it's 8 plus 5 is 16. Was 22. So it's a 25.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a photo of the die. I'm taking a photo and putting this in the Discord.
25.
We have
Listen, I
built a
trust
new
you.
boat.
Yeah, no, genuinely.
You gave me
The
Mountain
boat-
Dew.
I think funny enough, the boat with this gets a little, so you do this quickly and the boat gets a little quicker. You actually have improved the integrity of the boat in doing this. So you have officially fixed the boat, in which not only did you repair it, but it will now be able to get back the entire way that you guys came. No problems. I won't make you roll for it now. 25.
Dang.
And there's the picture in the Discord.
Boom.
The one time where I roll well, knocking on wood.
Oh, it's 22. I added another 3. Still 22. Dang, good dice.
Still.
Really
What
great
happens
dice.
when you use a can't hamster's caffeine?
Yeah.
And that is
yeah.
that is why she got such good marks in hissing school.
Wow.
Bobby
Okay,
is
well,
a genius.
I am so pleasantly surprised. Okay.
So am
Then
I.
you guys have all the time in the world then to decide. Are you staying on the boat? There's not really a way around this per se. If you want, you can try to go over the tubes, you can go in the tubes.
I'm small. Like I'm not small, like like super small, like Tulip, but I'm slender enough. And I just like wiggle again and just like flatten down my fur. And then I just do, I'm like, Gertie and Betty keep telling me I need to stretch before I do these things.
Ham yoga.
Good for my
Tell me,
back.
Gwen.
It's good for my handful flexibility.
You need to stretch your hamstrings.
Exactly.
There it is.
We got it.
Hot ham yoga.
Hope someone's doing that ham pun meter. Because I haven't been
Well,
keeping tally.
Ham yoga is so good. I mean, teach their own, but honestly, it's better than ham Pilates because I don't know how some hamsters, like youngsters, do that. But anyways, I think I could fit in these. And I just put like a string around my waist.
For
And
safety. Mm-hmm.
mhm, would not be the first time I got lost in the vents.
Also, I need everybody to know that Alice just said "Hamaste" in our chat,
And we are
and
now at
it's too good
15
not to
puns.
share.
At least the
So
ones
good.
that I caught, because I will check the
We did
VOD
miss
link.
one.
I missed one?
Yes, way you're gone.
16.
It's all good. Oh. All right. So Dottie, you are headed into the tubes.
Mm-hmm. Before I do, I just look at Caramel and I was like, do you have the gloves?
Yes. I
May I
always
borrow
bring,
them?
of course.
You're the best.
One of
And
the first rules of ham scouts: be prepared.
mm-hmm, always. And I put on the gloves that have like the grippies on them. And then I just like wiggle my way through, and you just see my little ham butt and tail wiggle, 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 wiggle all the way through.
Amazing. Dottie, you arrive at an intersection about a foot into this first tube. Um, there are different pictures on the walls, different like flowers and fruits and vegetables. So this first three-way intersection has an apple, a tulip, and a pomegranate on each of the corresponding ways that you can go. Which do you choose? Do you want me to say that again? I noticed that the sheets came out: an apple, a tulip, and a pomegranate. It is tulip the flower, not the round baby. Just so everyone knows.
Oh no,
I
she
mean,
has been
both could be
prophesied.
true. Both could be true. Oh wait, I have to choose.
You have to
Right?
choose. I just thought you were deep in thought.
I'm just like, Lexi, I love you, you little snot. Um, so it was an apple, a pomegranate, and
A
a
tulip.
tulip.
A tulip, yes.
I should have worn my intercom. Okay. Uh, hammy, hammy, ham. Hammy, hammy, ham. And I go down the pomegranate.
Okay.
Totally scientific method.
Yeah, sure. Thank goodness you have this string tied around you. Everybody on the boat, you hear like a like the sliding of like butt on plastic as Dottie slides down the tube and pops out on the same side as the boat, coming within inches of the boat to your face, and you're just kind of like dangling and swinging on this string that you're on. Yeah, so if you want to pull yourself up and try again, that wasn't the right choice, it looks like.
Caramel makes this easy.
Do we see this?
Yes, clearly.
I'm just doing like the Tom Cruise thing, like above the lasers, like
Miss Dottie, you okay?
I'm okay. Wrong tube.
Leave a cookie crumb trail.
Skits. I forgot that.
If you have the hammy pack on, there is cookies that
Yep.
Manny left them for us.
They're a little burnt, sorry.
So she's gonna try and like lift herself back up. like
You
grab
Can we
grab the
like
rope.
pull the rope?
Yeah,
I just, like-
I'll say between that and the training from Kara
Pull
in
myself
how
back
to
up to the
swiftly
intersection.
move through things that are tube-like, you're good.
And I'm just
Kara
like,
has a class.
oh,
The art of shimmying.
oh, a hamster class, like master class.
Oh, the master class of shimmying. I'm so sorry. I forgot that she has a degree.
Don't
Yes.
you mean
Shahammying.
Well, she does
These are
have
getting worse.
an ham HD in spycraft, so that tracks. And up to 20. And okay, so 1 out of 3 didn't work. And I shout back like the options. And I said, pomegranate was not a go.
Well, I will say, because I miss her, go with the tulip.
Good
It is also the
idea.
one that's not like the others, too.
That's
We
what I
got
was
fruit
thinking.
and flower.
Yeah.
So I go down the tulip tube. And I go slowly this time.
Okay. You go slowly and you get all the way to the end that seems to almost blend in with the water, and you think it is just a turn into another tube, but instead you come to kind of a porthole end. You come face to face with a school of pufferfish. They're just blinking and staring at you, wagging their little butts. They look very excited to be here, but this is a dead end.
Apple. It's the apple.
A for apple.
Okay.
Gotta
And I
shimmy
just like
backwards.
shimmy up. I just basically hamster twerk back and go down the apple route.
Amazing. Are you doing like a tug on the string for yes or something? Like
I'm
It is
just like
part.
as
It's
I'm
part
like
of the class.
yeah.
It's also tube, so maybe we just kind of hear the echo.
You just hear the thump 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 thump.
Oh gosh.
And you just hear like the muttering of like biscuits, not a directions gay. And as soon as like I go down the apple one carefully again and just being like using the grippies on the gloves and be like pat 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 pat. I'm not being inconspicuous. I'm just trying to be like, okay, okay, okay. I'm getting too old for this.
All right. You now have 3 more choices as you come to a second intersection, also with 3. This one has a sunflower, it's a blackberry, and a heart of lettuce.
I shout the options back.
If it's based on the alphabet, go blackberry.
Yes.
Okay. Just like pop, 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 pop. Remember, remember, you're helping a baby. You're helping a baby.
Absolutely true. Dottie, you sigh with relief as you get to a third and final intersection. You can actually see through the tubes at this point. You are surrounded by water, but it appears that the elevation changes after this, so you're going to have to go up a little bit, but then it'll spit you out on dry land on that sand that you saw from the other side of the tubes. This last option is a radish, a rose, and a carrot.
A, B. Let's go with C. Carrot.
Amazing. You all get however many tugs is carrot in like Morse code, Kara. I don't know what you would have taught these hams to do with a string. But But yeah, you guys will say you know the combination. Dottie, you are easily able to circumvent these tubes to get spit out on the other side, only to come face to face with a menacing. It's almost like a. You guys are hamster sized. You have to trust me on this. It is a Barbie sized trench coat, and it looks like the base and the middle are filled with something furry, but the top is like limp. Like there was supposed to be like one more like section that's like not filled in the trench coat. And it is like menacingly like shaking its long leather arms at you as you come out, and you get like a bah. So scary. All right. And with you guys all on the boat and Dottie sufficiently scared to death, I'm sure,
Grabbing the
that is where
hammer.
we're going to end our session.
Oh
Not the hammer.
Oh, not the hammer. I can't. I
21.
can't. Oh gosh. Well, anyways, gang, what a game this has been. Thank you all the chat who's been here for the third out of fourth. Next week is the finale for us. Game of Michtim. Happy little hamster TTRPG. As you can see by our ears and the smiles on our faces and our mythological whiskers that I'm sure will grow in any day. I will go ahead and let my players give their little outros before letting you all know what's going on the rest of the channel this week. I am Mo. I have been your hand mistress. You can find me on Twitter on occasion. Everybody else has a lot of interesting stuff going on, so I will let them go ahead next. I'm gonna go backwards this time. I think Alice, were you last? You get to go first.
Hi guys, I'm Alice. You can find me on Twitter at Hellion Heart. I do have Blue Sky at Alice Heart. All my other social media is in my card. You can catch me Friday on Nerds with Dice playing Yilfi. I think it's another 2 weeks before I'm playing Mothership on Lost Caravan. I'm also in the podcast Welcome to Reddington. We just released our most recent episode this last Friday. And everything else I'm in, you can find on social media because I can't remember right now.
For sure. Shears, go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Shears. First and foremost, thank you so much for your patience while my mother and I went and retrieved our dog. She is safe and sound, most definitely passed out, and we'll be keeping a close eye on the gate next time. You can find my links in the chat because I am Legion. I go by many names. I'm also on Blue Sky now, where I finally have my Blood Thread Shears name. Finally! You have no idea how frustrating it is. Also, to promote, I'm the head of Different Drum Photography. So if you're looking for somebody to photograph you for events, for headshots, regular portraits, I'm also the inventor of Casual Boudoir for folks who don't feel comfortable being in lingerie. You want to be in a t-shirt and shorts while you're watching Netflix, your favorite show for the 100th time. Yes, I'm calling myself out. And you're in the tri-state area of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and certain areas of Pennsylvania, go to my website and you can book a session. My books are open for the rest of the year and for 2024. Also, October 21st in Bethpage, New York, I will be performing. I'm a belly dancer. I have been dancing for 9 years. It'll be my 10th year in January. So we're going to be doing our tribute to rock and roll as Rocks and Roll. So me and a bunch of other dancers have been working very hard towards this. I will be posting the post of my poster on social media. So please feel free to share that. And if you're in the area, please come support, come see the show, say hi, be nice. but say hi. Back to you, Mo.
Love that. I will go ahead, Shelby.
Hello, everyone. I am Shelby. I have been Grandma Caramel, the couturier ham whose fur is so big because it's full of secrets. In addition to this, at the end of the month, I will be appearing in a wonderful charity stream to support the Entertainment Community Fund. That will be over on Tavernot's channel because yes, the strike is still on and people deserve to be taken care of. Not just everybody in the entertainment community who is affected by the strike needs some help. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be playing Fiasco for, I believe, 3 days to raise money. There will be shenanigans. I will be there on Sunday, but we have a wonderful lineup for that. Also, you saw it on the promo reel. Next week, Witch Her. Yes. we will be running a limited series of our Telsorian games, Witcher, TTRPG. And I will be a cat school witcher. We have a wonderful cast lined up for that. Also, Sunny, who sadly couldn't be here tonight, will also be part of that cast, but I will let them talk about their character in their own time. Be sure to tune in for that. That is starting next week. So yes, that's me.
Next week, Wednesdays, definitely tune in for that. Thank you for taking something off my plate. Tina, you're last, my friend.
Hi, I have been Tina playing Sprite, and it's been magical. I can be found on Twitter at Purple Tina Beans, and if you want to learn more about how to do hamster care ethically and correctly, and not fall into the common pitfalls that Mo was discussing earlier, you can follow me on Instagram at Tina's Tinies. You can also find me on many platforms. Just search Tina Tiny's hamster care, you'll find me. I'm pretty much everywhere. And I'm just about to start a hamster podcast there on my YouTube, so stay tuned for that. That'll be really fun.
I can't wait. Yeah, please follow Tina and her dog everywhere. Nimbus is the cutest dog ever. I also want to shout out Ark for producing for us this evening. Thank you. Feel free to tag yourself. I'm sorry, I don't have Twitch open anymore.
You're awesome.
Please tag yourself in chat. We love you. I will say a couple things for the channel. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we have Afterlife Nexus in the mid-afternoon EST. I believe it's at 1 p.m. And then also tune in at 8 p.m. for our long-running homebrew D&D 5e Roll for Luck with Ryu. Angela is doing Afterlife Nexus. Both tomorrow's council member day for streams. So tune in for those if you have the spoons. Roll for Luck is also your opportunity to use all of the channel points that you have been saving up. Definitely do that tomorrow evening. I'm in that cast. I'm not biased at all.
Fun.
So definitely definitely get her done in that way. I will also say Thursdays, we do have Destroyer of Worlds, our Alien 2.0 campaign sponsored by Free League Publishing. So there is an entire season 1. If you would like to binge it on our YouTube, please check it out. Both casts are absolutely incredible and terrifying and hot. Please follow all of them and enjoy the content. And whatever the actual aliens are called, I'm blanking, but please definitely do that. I will say also Thursdays, that is Community Cleric Day with Sarah, our CEO. She is interviewing, I believe, Jen this week, another council member, so please tune in for that. Jen is wonderful, Jen Burb. Other than that, throw in a creator app if you want to be a part of this absolute nonsense that is Girls Run These Worlds. We do a lot here, and we want to continue doing a lot here. And also, if you have a Daddy Bezos thing, go ahead. Why are we laughing? What did I miss? Oh, we're talking about xenomorphs. Thank you. It's Xenomorph. Awesome. You guys are great. Yeah, creator app and Daddy Bezos tax. Give us the Prime sub if you have one. I think that's where we're gonna end it. I'm gonna let everybody breathe. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you for the finale next week, and we're gonna go raid Demi-Plane. It's mostly femcast. I think only I don't know how many dudes are in it, but not enough, which I'm cool with. Totally cool with. Yay, all femcasts. Awesome. See you over there, gang. See you next week.
Bye.